Hello my lovelies, it is time for another round of Have I Read It? So stay tuned. If you're new here, welcome. If you are unfamiliar with my Have I Read It series, it has changed a lot since I first began it, and I'm doing more than one video a month at this point. This month I'm actually doing 3. This is the 3rd one for this month, and I am letting you decide which book from each of these videos I need to read. You can vote on just one book or as many books as you want, but I have to read the top voted book from this that I haven't read, and if I have more than 10 books in my stack here, I'll have to read like 2. If I have between like 11 and 20 books, I'll have to read the top 2 voted, and so on and so on. And it could get a little crazy. The other 2 this month, one of them was a little crazy, one of them was not so crazy, and I'm thinking this one might not be too bad just because the stack in the thumbnail doesn't look that ridiculous. And I'm hoping that I have read a good chunk of them. Who knows though, we shall see. And if you want to know how I've done with my other Have I Read It's from that I'm supposed to be reading for September already, you'll have to watch my Wheel of TBR at the end of the month, and I will tell you if I read them or not, and also which ones won from this vote. Alright, so I have my earbuds here and I have the video pulled up. Today we are reacting to my book haul October 2018. Here we go. Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have my October book haul for you, so stay tuned. So these are all of the books that I got from other places other than Book Outlet, because you know I do those in a separate video. These are from subscription boxes, from local stores, from things that have just been sent to me, things I've ordered on Amazon or other websites, and yeah. So there are 18 books here, and let me go ahead and clarify this. Only 6 of these 18 books are actually for me. The rest are for other people, okay? But I wanted to show them because I got them and I wanted to show them off. So the first 2 books here are actually... Okay, so before I get started actually showing the books here, I want to say that the ones that are not meant for me, unless they're ones that I have on my shelves, I'm just going to say, like, mark them as unhauled. Okay, let's continue. Actually, the same book, the author Tahisha Deaza sent me 2 copies of Frail, and they are signed copies. Okay, I can't remember if I read that or not. Hold on. Okay, I have not read that one. I think I gave one of the other ones away, so I have one that I haven't read, and I have one that's been unhauled. So let me grab that copy. Hold on. Okay, this was self-published. It was sent to me by the author. This says, in 1933, Julianne Martin dies at 18 years old. Years later, she is revived through scientific research and forced to cope with loss, love, and tragedy in her incipient life. Yeah, if you want me to read this, vote Frail. Vote Frail. Okay. Starting out with a book that I haven't read. It seems like that's like the theme, but hopefully it'll get better. Okay, next up is a book that I got from Books A Million, which is a local store here. And this is in the bargain bin. I got it for $5.97. That is And I Darken by Kiersten White. I have not read that. Let me go grab it. This one says, no one expects a princess to be brutal, and Lady Dragula likes it that way. Ever since she and her gentle younger brother, Radu, were wrenched from their homeland of Wallachia and abandoned by their father to be raised in the Ottoman courts, Lada has known that being ruthless is the key to survival. She and Radu are doomed to act as pawns in a vicious game, an unseen sword hovering over their every move, for the lineage that makes them special also makes them targets. And I won't read the rest, but I am interested, so that's fine. If you want me to read this, vote And I Darken. All right, next up. Okay, next up is a book that I ordered from thriftbooks.com, and that is The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings. I have not read that. Okay, let me grab it. Okay, this says, welcome to the Murder Complex. You cannot see us, you cannot feel us, but we are here, and we control your every move. All right, so if you want me to read this, vote The Murder Complex. Hopefully I've read some of these books. Okay, next up is a book that I pre-ordered for Xander a long time ago, like a year ago, when we read The Wizards of Once from an Al Crate Jr. box. And he really enjoyed the book, and he wanted to read the next one immediately. But I was like, son, that's a brand new book. They don't have the next one yet. So we pre-ordered it, and that is The Wizards of Once, Twice Magic. Okay, that's by Crescenda Cowell. And I don't know if I've read that one or not, so let me look. No, I haven't read it. Xander and I, like I said, read the first one, loved it, got the second one, and then we never read it. So maybe this is the month. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about this series, because it's been a minute since we've read it. The Wizards of Once is a story about a young boy wizard and a young girl warrior who've been taught to hate each other like poison, and the thrilling tale of what happens when their two worlds collide. Perfect for boys and girls who love fantasy adventure. Once there was magic, and the magic lived in the dark forest. Wizard boy Czar should have come into his magic by now, but he hasn't, so he wants to find a witch and steal its magic for himself. But if he's got any chance of finding one, he will have to travel into the Forbidden Badwoods. Czar doesn't realize he's about to capture an entirely different kind of enemy, a warrior girl named Wish. And inside this book, at this very moment, two worlds collide and the fate of the land is changed forever. Czar and Wish must visit the dungeons at Warrior Fort and face the evil queen. But something that has been sleeping for hundreds of years is stirring. And there's also, oh yeah, the spoon. The spoon is living. There's art all throughout it. It's super cute. And yeah, I wouldn't hate to have to read this one this month either. Or for next month. For the one that we're doing this for October. So if you want me to read this one, vote Twice Magic. All right, next up we have, okay, so this next stack of books are actually graphic novels, and they came from both Amazon and Book Outlet, but I just kind of put them all together so that I could show them off in order, because they were kind of, Book Outlet had some in the series. They didn't have all of them, so I had to order the others from Amazon, and so now I have them all in the series together. Oh, one of them, this is not part of that. This actually was with the Book Outlet order, and that was Star Trek Boldly Go. Okay, I originally got that from Marty, but it is on my shelf, so let me go grab it. Okay, here we go. This is actually the first volume in this series. It says, after the destruction of their ship in Star Trek Beyond, the crew of the USS Enterprise have been reassigned to new ships with unseasoned crews and unfamiliar roles. The galaxy enjoys a fragile peace, but the discoveries of new worlds, new species, new ships all lead to a new danger unlike anything the Federation has encountered before, and resistance may be futile. And Marty is like the original Trekkie, and in our family, but he very much got me hooked too, and I'm interested in reading this. So if you want me to read this one, vote Boldly Go. And I have a feeling I know what's coming with the rest of these that I was just talking about, and I think I've done pretty good with what's coming up, so let's see. But the rest were the mix of Book Outlet and Amazon. Ugh. So we have these Back to the Future graphic novels. So we have this one, which is Untold Tales and Alternate Timelines. I have read that one. Continuum Conundrum. I have read that one. Who is Marty McFly? I have read that one. Hard Time. I have to check and see if I've read Hard Time. Hold on. Okay, yes, I have read Hard Time. So, yay. Time Served. I'm pretty sure I've read Time Served as well. I'm gonna look at that one as well. Okay, yes, I have read Time Served. Citizen Brown. I don't know if I've read Citizen Brown. Okay, I have not read that one, so let me go grab it. Okay, sorry if the angle changed, but my battery died and I had to swap it out. Here is Back to the Future, Citizen Brown. This is actually like 2.5 in the series, so I should have already read this one. Let's see what it says. Okay, so this is time traveling into comics directly out of the Telltale-esque 2010 smash hit episodic video game Back to the Future, the game. When an empty time travel DeLorean suddenly shows up in 1986, Marty McFly quickly learns that his friend Dr. Emmett Brown is stranded in 1931 and possibly in mortal danger. Now it's up to Marty to return to the past once again to save Doc and the time-space continuum. Okay, so this one's a little different than the other ones, but it is still written by the people that did the movies, so I know it's going to be good. So if you want me to read this one, vote Citizen Brown. And I know that there's probably going to be one other come up that I haven't read in this chunk. So let's continue on. Biff to the Future, and that's it. I went ahead and grabbed it while I was over there. I also have not read Biff to the Future, and let me see where that is. So Biff to the Future is actually like book 3.5 in the series. So again, I should have read this one. And this says, when old Biff Tannen travels to the past to give his younger self the Gray Sports Almanac, he opens a lethal Pandora's box that drastically changes the course of history. In the Back to the Future movies, Doc and Marty save the day, but what happens in Biff Tannen's dystopia before they do? Find out in Biff to the Future, the alternate life story of Biff Tannen, detailing his diabolical rise to power, his dangerous relationship with the McFly family and Doc Brown, and his ultimate demise. And every single one of these Back to the Future graphic novels that I have read, they've all been 5 stars. They're quite possibly my favorite. It's hard. Like, they are definitely in my top graphic novel series. And they're not changing the Back to the Future story at all. They are filling in the gaps. Like this, for instance, what happened that led him to being like president and all that other stuff, or running for president like he was in the movies, in that alternate reality. So we get that story here, and I love that they don't actually change the original story. So yeah, if you want me to read this, vote Biff to the Future. All right, next. And Tales from the Time Train. I have read Tales from the Time Train. Okay, next up was from the monthly Second Star Books subscription box, and that was The Good Demon by Jimmy Cojones. I have not read that, so let me grab it. Also, I think it's gonna be really good timing because it sounds like a good spooky kind of book. I mean, hello, a demon. All right, 1 second. Okay, here we go. This says, it wasn't technically an exorcism, what they did to Claire. When the Reverend and his son ripped her demon from her, they called it a deliverance. But they didn't understand that Claire and her demon, simply known as her, were like sisters. She comforted Claire, made her feel brave, helped to ease her loneliness. They were each other's only. Now Claire's only comforts are the 3 clues that she left behind. Be nice to him. June 20th, remember the stories. Claire will do anything to get her back, even if it means teaming up with the Reverend's son and scouring every inch of her small southern town for answers. But if she sacrifices everything to bring back her demon, what will be left of Claire? This sounds super interesting. So if you want me to read this, vote The Good Demon. All right, next up. Now in the Second Star Books NaNoWriMo Survival Kit, we've got 52 Insights and Actions to Boost Your Creative Mojo. Pep Talks for Writers by Grant Faulkner, the Executive Director of NaNoWriMo. I don't think I want to put that on this list because it's like something you read like 1 a week for a year kind of thing. So not really one you read all at once. So I think I'm going to skip that. But I have not read it. I need to read it, but the plan is to read it when I'm actually trying to write something. So yeah, we'll just mark that as unread, but not part of this. This next book, I believe, came in a Bookie Box subscription box, I think. And that is The Lantern's Ember by Colleen Hoke. I don't think I have read that, but that cover is so pretty. All right, let me go get it. Okay, so this says, Ember O'Dare has a secret. She's a natural-born witch. From an early age, she had a knack for crafting potions and felt an indescribable pull to the ancient bridge in her town of Hollowell. Little does Ember know, the bridge is a gateway to the other world, a realm crawling with fiendish beasts. And Jack, an ever-vigilant watchman, is committed to keeping meddlesome mortals away. His task is simple, or it would be, if he weren't falling for the very witch he's trying to keep out. Undeterred by Jack's warnings, Ember crosses into the Forbidden Plain and sets off a chase through a world beyond her wildest imaginings. Now Jack must do everything in his power to rescue his true love before both the earthly and unearthly worlds descend into chaos. And this also sounds fun and perfect for like October time. So yeah, if you want me to read this, vote The Lantern's Ember. All right, doesn't seem like we have but just maybe a few left. The last book that I have here is actually a book that I got in 2 different subscription boxes. This came in my Once Upon a Book Crate box, and it came in my Totally Book Crate box. And that is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. Okay, so I ended up unhauling one of those copies, and then I kept the Once Upon a Book Club copy. And I still have the Once Upon a Book Club copy. I actually, way back when, 3 years ago, I started reading it, as you can see a bookmark there, but I never continued. So let me grab that. Be right back. Okay, so here is my box. I kept the book, put the book back in the box. It looks like I got to page 44 of this, and I don't know what happened, but I only got to page 44. And I never opened the gifts that go with it. So this is also another one perfect for this time of year. If you want me to read this and do a full unboxing of my Once Upon a Book Club box, vote for The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. Okay, so that was the last book in that haul. So I have 10 books here. That was a close one. So I will be reading whichever book is the #1, like top voted book from this video. I know which ones like I would prefer for sure, but there's not, I don't know that there's really any that I'm just like, I really don't really want to read this book. I think the ones that I'm the least interested in right now anyway, is Frail and Anti Darken, I guess. But kind of a little interested in Anti Darken just because it's like a Dracula retelling or something, like Vlad the Impaler retelling is what it is. I don't know. I'll be happy with any of them. So comment down below which books you want me to read and I will pick the top one. And who knows, I may end up reading more. You never know. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!